Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're focusing in on the extreme pleasure seeking and reward seeking behavior of a psychopathic individual and why they engage in this extreme and high pleasure seeking behavior, thoughts, mentality, and really complete insensitivity and disregard for others. The psychopathic individual is one of the personality disorders as defined by the DSM-5R, really as exemplifying an individual who, because of a heightened element of dopamine, a heightened substance in the brain, which is a neurotransmitter called dopamine, the mind of the psychopath generates or produces a great deal of this substance called dopamine. There's an overproduction of this in their physiology. They are hardwired in this way. And the source of this is found in the nucleus accumbens in the brain centers of the individual, which is responsible for reward-seeking behavior. And this, coupled with generally an overproduction of testosterone as well, creates an aggressiveness, a high-risk behavior that oftentimes is also coupled with complete and utter lack of empathy. So especially the reward-seeking drive is extreme within these individuals. And when I say extreme, it is because the psychopath has no sense of conscience. That is conscience, conscience, not consciousness. So they are conscious, of course, but they have no source or presence of conscience. So they really do not have a moral guide point. They don't have a true north. They don't have a moral guide point in their perspective, in their approach to life situations. They have a highly promiscuous, highly emphatically extreme reward-seeking behavior, which will cause them to adapt and adjust to situations with the greatest of ease based on whatever their desire is in that moment. So they don't have a certain loyalty to individuals. They really don't have that connection to people in life whatsoever. Because of their lack of conscience, they just will oftentimes use and exploit others. They know that they look at things differently. They know that they have no holds barred in their behavior or what they will do in terms of revenge to others, to exploit others, hurt them, that they just will go after whatever it is that they want. If it's physical, a physical object, whether it's money, whether it's status, whether it's sex, whether it's a position, whatever it is that they want, whatever that moment by moment desire tends to creep into their mind, they will go after it. And oftentimes with reckless abandon. So they will just easily abandon whatever it is that they're working on, whoever it is that they're with, even their kids. I mean, people who you would think that they would be in relationship with, they are only there as a source of supply to be as a fulfillment for this reward-seeking behavior. So it can just be a place to live. They're extremely parasitic, so they lack this responsibility. They just are very comfortable being irresponsible. They do not have that sort of pride in their work. They oftentimes will engage in work just for the idea of promoting themselves, being as a source of attractiveness to others. They don't really work for work's sake or having a good work ethic. They work more as a way to keep themselves occupied. They have a high proneness to boredom. So if they are working on something that they are not thrilled by, exhilarated by, or rewarded by, they will drop it in a moment's notice, the drop of a feather. I mean, they will just be gone. They will have no regret, no remorse. They just don't feel it. And oftentimes when it comes to having fights with others, battles with others, discussions, things that kind of come to a head, you'll find that they have no connection, no emotional connectivity between events. So they can be in a fight and then, 10, 15, 30 minutes later have no recollection of it. They are back onto that dopamine, they are back onto that testosterone and that aggressiveness, which completely annihilates any sort of empathy in their personality repertoire. So the appearance, if you will, of empathy is there. The psychopath can charm and can most definitely pathologically lie to the extent that most people would not even be able to fathom within their bodies. They will just pathologically lie, make up identities, make up documents, cheat on people, have double and triple lives. They will adapt a certain persona in order to fit in with a specific circumstance, which is very contrary to perhaps another persona. So it's almost like a split personality that you see with these individuals. They might seem very laid back, easygoing, paternal or maternal, and then over here they become into it's like a completely different sort of complex individual with a different repertoire. The tone of their speech changes, their body language changes. You can see a change in their face. It's almost like they metamorphosize into another individual. So the seed of this, the cause of this, has to do with a character disorder, psychopathy, which is based on the hardwiring in their brain. So in overproduction of dopamine, which is a reward-seeking behavior, promulgates them or drives them to do these things. And so you hear about, the high promiscuity. They are highly promiscuous, engaged in high-risk sex, very out of the social norms. I mean, something that would get people in trouble, something that, isn't just tantalizing or exciting, but it just really becomes gross, and it becomes very deprived. And what ends up happening then is that they end up basically brainwashing and gaslighting these individuals with whom they are targeting for that time being. And these individuals then become addicted to this elevated reward-seeking behavior because it is so out of the ordinary, because it is so extreme, because it engages such a violation of boundaries and moral norms. It becomes an addiction. It becomes a heightened arousal state. And their brainwashing is increased by the type of language that they use and the structure of their language, which is able to bypass really another's sensibility and their normal thought patterns. They're able to disintegrate people's sense of self, and they're able to destroy really their focus on what is their well-being and really kind of cripple them through this twisting and turning, basically getting them to turn against themselves. And the psychopath, really, they know the end result of their behavior. They know the end result of, how they enmesh people and how they engage them in this highly erotic sexual behavior. So they're very well aware of it, but they just don't care. They don't care if they're hurting their supply because they have no attachment. They have zero connection to people. They feel very separate from society, and not in a good way. Not like, oh, here's this wonderfully unique individual. They are interspecies predator, and so as with a predator, they're looking to destroy, and that destruction is on a physical, emotional, and psychological and spiritual level. So be aware and be really on guard for these types of individuals who will seek to take advantage of the naive, the good, and the powerful, because they are looking to oftentimes get something out of you from which you have with which they want, even if it means taking your status or taking you down, behaving in these sort of love-bombing ways and being highly, overly sexual. There is something that they have as an endpoint in mind. There is a goal that they have in mind, something that they are looking to take from you. And be very careful, because the endpoint of that is generally always destruction and negativity. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.